Good evening and welcome to Karen's Place, Doylestown's only underground Christian cafe. Thank you for coming out tonight. For some of you who may not have been here before, let me tell you a little bit about what we do. We are open the first and third Saturday of the month, featuring a wide variety of styles of music. It ranges from rock to blues to jazz, acoustic. We've even done some hardcore events here at times. Tables that you're sitting at. There's some papers on there. There's a Karen's Place Tribune, a little newspaper we put out that outlines some of the bands that are coming in the future. There's also our website is listed on there, karensplace.org. We keep that up to date with the bands coming. We also have a link on there where you can watch our live stream. All our events are live streamed. Don't watch it now on your phone because it's about a 30-second delay. It'll get really confusing. You don't want to do that. Anyway, live is better, right? But you can listen to it when you go home. If you liked what you heard, you can listen to it. And there's on that homepage, it's called Boxcast TV. We keep that. All of our previous shows are on there, or you can see them on our Facebook page, or you can see them on our YouTube channel, Karen's Place Live. All those shows are there. You can watch them anytime you want to. Kitchen, we got a lot of stuff to eat and drink. We have some pretty amazing guitar chocolate cake. Karen Yusuf made that. She's sitting right there. She's quite an amazing baker. So you definitely want to get a piece of that. It is chocolate if you like. Who doesn't like chocolate? Does anyone not like chocolate? No, of course. Everybody likes chocolate. And also, but there's a lot of other things over there, espressos, cappuccinos, a lot of cold drinks, hot chocolate and stuff like that. There's bagels and muffins and stuff. So I'm sure you find something over there that you would like. And when you buy something over there, a percentage of that money gets donated to Worthwhile Wear. Worthwhile Wear is an organization that helps get women out of sex trafficking situations. They operate a thrift store up in Plumsteadville. If you've ever been to a thrift store, they're a great place to go. You never know what you're going to find. Find some good deals up there. But they also operate a home called The Well. When they pull a woman out of a situation like that, they give her a place to live. They give her job skills. It's a really great organization. Certainly worthy of our support and worthy of your support too. So we donate some of our money to them. But you can go to their thrift shop and buy stuff, and that helps them as well. Also, when you go over the window on the right-hand side, there is a jar. Next to the jar, there is a sign. And on the sign, it says, for the band. Most of our artists work on a free offering. If you're able to put anything in that jar, your generosity would be greatly appreciated. I'm really excited to have this young girl come up here. I've known her my wife and I have known her for a very long time. She used to be a nurse. She's kind of a, I guess, retired nurse or whatever you call a nurse that stops being a nurse. Or as I was talking to Savannah over there, she asked her, what kind of a nurse were you? And I said, well, she was a good nurse. I don't know where that went from there. I left. But anyway, she's been here many, many times. She also helped out, performed at some of our outdoor concerts in August, which we'll talk about later during the break. So please welcome to the stage, Wendy Schettig.
Hello, hello. Thanks for coming. Hang on, I gotta get myself. Just in case I forget. That's just in case. So thank you all for coming out. It's been a pleasure to play here for Don and Kathy. I think since 2000, the year 2000 is when I walked down here and showed him my CD and said, "If you like this, I'd love to play here." And after that, I guess he liked it. Okay, this is, I'll do mostly songs that I've written tonight, but I'm not, the one I'm starting out with is not mine. I'd like to say it was, though, because it's a good song, but it's a good starter-outer song. When I go, don't cry for me. In my Father's arms I'll be. The wounds this world left on my soul will all be healed and I'll be whole. The sun and moon will be replaced with the light of Jesus' face. And I will not be ashamed, for my Savior knows my name. And it don't matter where you bury me, no, no. I'll be home and I'll be free. And it don't matter where I lay, all my tears be washed away. Woo-hoo. Gold and silver blind the eye, temporary riches a lie. Come and eat from heaven's store, come and drink and thirst no more. So weep not for me, my friend, when my time below does end. For my life belongs to Him who will raise the dead again. And it don't matter where you bury me, no, no. I'll be home and I'll be free. And it don't matter where I lay, all my tears be washed away. And it don't matter where you bury me, no, no. I'll be home and I'll be free. And it don't matter where I lay, all my tears be washed away. All my tears be washed away. All my tears. When I go, don't cry for me, 'cause in my Father's arms I'll be. Julie Miller. She's one of the best writers of Christian music. She's like the Bob Dylan of Christian music. Thank you. This is one I wrote, and I really needed to figure out what God wanted me to do with the rest of my life after I stopped nursing. It was March, and these little seeds were coming out of the ground, and I remember thinking, man, they don't have a brain, but they know what to do with their lives. And I thought, all right, I'll take that influence from those little plants. I call this Rise. Like a seed in the earth, waiting patiently for birth, for the warm spring rain to loose its chains and rise. When it first breaks the ground, there's a whole new world around. It is not alone, such room to grow and rise, reaching for the light. It's so warm, it's so right. And rise, rise, the Maker is calling me to rise. I'm a child on this earth, longing for rebirth, looking for a way to loose these chains and rise. But darkness holds me down. On my own I can't break ground, so I'll take the lead from a simple seed and rise, Reach out for the light. It's so warm, it's so right. And rise, rise, the Maker is calling me to rise. Oh, for that simple faith that I should know. See it all around me. Why won't I grow? In my darkness, I feel safe. Don't want to leave my hiding place. Even if it's cold, it's what I know. But why? If he's calling my name to leave this frozen grave, why not leave the cold, warm my soul and rise? Reach out for the light. It's so warm, it's so right. And rise, rise. The Maker is calling. The Maker is calling. The Maker is all I need to rise. All I need to rise. Thank you, thank you. I'm not sure if I should have thought to play this song at this point, but I'm going to anyway. It's a slightly insulting song, but it's a song, I wrote it when I came home from church and had heard a really good sermon, and I remember thinking, wow, I can't keep this to myself. But I was also making myself some lunch, and I was on a diet, and I somehow put the two thoughts together of I need to give this sermon away, but I need to eat less, and I came up with this song. But I hope you like it. It's called Gospel Donut. Gaining weight on the meat of the word, rounding out my faith, saturated in the sermons I have heard. The gospel news is great, so I just pack it round my waist. I'm so deep fried, I'm sticking to the pews. The spirit in me bears ropes, sugar coated so I can barely move, and I'm glazed over like a gospel donut. I guess it's time I balance out the scales and exercise my faith. I build a firm foundation sitting on my tail. I can walk the walk, but it's time I ran the race. My faith is useless till I use what I've heard. Thinking about Jesus ain't enough. You've got to stretch it, flex it, spandex it, and exercises work and work off of you gospel donuts. I've everything to gain and a whole lot to lose. I need to give it all away like he told us. So come belly up to me, 'cause I could feed the multitudes. It might taste like heaven, gospel donuts. Oh, yeah, yeah. I've got some anointed oil, puffed up confections, deep fried in sermons and sweetened to perfection. Wisdom you can chew on, good news, gospel donuts. Thank you. You can have a donut, honestly. This next song says the same thing, but it says it a little nicer. Years ago, when I was a kid, this was a long time ago, because I was allowed to ride a bus all by myself to New York City and meet my friend's mom and my friend at Grand Central Station. But when I was driving, I remember when I rode on the bus one time, I was looking at, I think they call it the Meadowlands, but there was these great long meadows, long lands, but they were kind of stinky. You could smell the factories, and I remember thinking, man, what's that? They're cows, right? But I remember thinking, wow, I wonder who works there, who lives there, what's that? And I just remembered that when I wrote this song years later, and so that's sort of the picture I had in mind. This is called Somewhere Beyond This Place. I can hear the voices of the children as they play down by the train yard. The rhythmic sound of factories echo across the hazy afternoon. And I wonder if they'll ever hear the truth, and who will tell them. And by the time they learn who Jesus really is, will they even care? And there's millions and millions of people living for no tomorrow. They're going through the motions of life without a reason why. And I wonder if they're shutting out the truth, 'cause it hurts too much to listen. Or didn't anybody even care to tell them what they're missing? Somewhere beyond this life, there's a warm place called heaven. And somewhere beyond this place, there's laughter everywhere. And Jesus died so we could live forever there with him, with no more crying or pain. Someone told me how to get there one day. 'Cause they're trying till they're hopeless, then dying in the darkness every day. They're living in a gutter or a mansion. Some are losers, some feel great. But their souls are skin and bone. They starve for what's unknown, while we choke on the answers they crave. Someone told me how to get there one day. 'Cause somewhere beyond this life, there's a warm place called heaven. And somewhere beyond this place, there's laughter everywhere. And Jesus died so we could live forever there with him, with no more crying or pain. Someone told me how to get there. I could tell them how to get there, or you could tell them how to get there today. Little out of tune. Thank you very much. If you don't know how to get there, I'll tell you. This is something I didn't know when I was a kid growing up. I never went to church. My family didn't go to church. I knew there was a Jesus because there's Christmas. And I knew about Easter, the bunny, you know. But come on, here, get in there. There we go. Sorry. And so I didn't know anything about Jesus, and I was kind of like in the song, my soul was skin and bones, and I was starving for what's unknown. I didn't know what I didn't have. But I eventually found out, and I'll go into that story a little bit later, but after a disaster in my life, I decided I was going to move away from where I lived and from Maine, and I came to Pennsylvania, and this is where somebody told me about Jesus. And I found out why Jesus died. I didn't know this, but he died to take away my sin, to take away your sin, to take away the sin of everybody. His death was a sacrifice. And then after his death, he proved that his sacrifice worked because he came back to life. And he's still alive. He's conquered death. And I was blown away when I found that out. I was just, what? Why would he do something like that? And I remember they said, well, because he loves you. And I said, well, why would he love me, you know? But anyway, I'll get into that more. But that's how you get there. You have to believe in the Savior, Jesus, the one that saves you. And when you ask him to take away your sins and help you start again, he's the one that helps you start again. You kind of give away your old life. Your old life goes by the wayside, and your new life starts with his Spirit in you. And that's born again. And when you have his Spirit, you want to do whatever you can to serve him, to love him. So all it is accepting him, letting him take away your sin, but also accepting him as your Savior. And when you do that, you can start a whole new life with him, and he'll show you how to do it better. He sure showed me how to do it better. I was definitely going that way, but after I got saved, I was going that way. So it was a good thing. But anyway, all right, enough of that preaching. But it's important to know. Someone has to tell you how to get there. This one, I think this one will just basically explain itself. I walked into the courtroom, all eyes turned my way. When the judge called for order, tomorrow is gonna be an endless eternity. I look to my defender, drop down on my knees. I asked if he would save me from the punishment to come. I wept like a baby. Looked up and said, his blood has set you free. Thank you. That's kind of how it works. His blood will set you free. Oh, okay. Let's see, make sure Thank you. This one I wrote in two different songs. I wrote the chorus to this song for my daughter, and but then the verses to this song I was writing for somebody else who was really having a hard time and struggling. And then it occurred to me, if I put both those things together, I've got a song, and I really like what it has to say. So, I know I felt very unworthy, excuse me, of Jesus' love, totally unworthy. And this is what he does for all of us. Like a dry seed falling down, trampled all around, and broken on the sticks and stones, it fades into the ground. But the maker of the rain will quench its thirsty veins and pour his living water down and give it life again. For he will make a beautiful flower, each line formed by the power of God, revealed for us. He will make a beautiful flower. Will I see you falling down, been trampled all around, broken on the sticks and the stones, you fade into the ground. But the maker of the rain will quench your thirsty veins and pour his living water down and give you life again. For you are a beautiful flower, each line formed by the power of God, revealed in you. You are a beautiful flower. Thank you. He will make a beautiful flower out of you, out of all of us, if we let him. I'm going to change guitars. So can I unplug this one? Yeah? Okay. This is my other guitar, my little sweetie, and this is in a different tuning from that one, which is why I'm using it. I'm in. Okay, got it. This was the song I wrote for somebody's wedding, but then after the wedding, I changed it all around and made it more for me, for my. Well, actually, I wrote it to God, for Jesus. It's sort of a wedding song for Jesus, and so that's how I switched it up. And I hope you enjoy it. Always and forever are a long, long time, and my heart soars with the angels to think all those days with you are mine. I dream as my surroundings lose their color and fade till clearly in focus only you remain. There's beauty in your creation. All I see is yours. But even the mightiest mountain will one day bow and be no more. Even the gentlest meadow will usher itself away till clearly in focus only you remain. Fortresses will crumble, kingdoms fade away, but in goodness or in sorrow You will not change, 'cause always and forever are a long, long time. One day I'll go with you and see you face to face. One day all will bow down, calling on your name, till clearly in focus only you remain. I got to switch again, guys. Okay? Thank you very much. I like singing that. Well, this one, a little different. I write songs about creation a lot, and I write songs about animals. This is an animal song. Many of you have probably heard. Oh, wait a minute. I can't brush that away. I'm plugged in. Okay. You've heard about a wolf in sheep's clothing, and that they talk about in the churches. There will be people who are the regular people in church, but there also will be wolves around there. And anyway, that's the song about. Deep in the forest, where there's darkness all the time, and the air is stale and damp, steals around us, where the sounds of the forest echo up and down your spine, there lives a wolf in sheep's pajamas. I've often tried to follow a different path at night, but they always seem to take me to the places the wolf likes. He wears those fuzzy slippers just to make you think he's nice, to try and draw you closer for a bite. I got a letter in my mailbox, said I was in luck. I'd won a cruise for two to the Bahamas, but the baggage fees and taxes cost $1,500. It was that wolf in sheep's pajamas. He's got a sneaky plan to whisper in your ear and tell you all the things that you really want to hear. He never will admit that it's all a pack of lies, just to draw you in dangerously near. He bought me a dozen roses and asked me on a date, and told me not to tell my mama. But he smiled as if he thought I looked just like a sirloin steak. Was that wolf in sheep's pajamas? I used to think him friendly, his smile seemed so sincere. He didn't even try to bite the first time I came near. But Mama's always told me not to get too close someone tries to nibble on your ear. You'll find him in high places, there's nothing he won't do. I even saw him talking to Obama. He'll act a perfect angel till he turns you into soup. It's that wolf in sheep's pajamas. Don't think that he won't find you, he's everywhere and more. From the White House to the schoolyard and your corner grocery store. He's got a recipe, the main ingredient is you. So be careful when you answer the door. Don't answer that. So please take my advice. You're safer at the zoo, next to grizzly bears and crocodiles and iguanas. This world's so full of dirty tricks, it's hard not to get chewed by that wolf in sheep's pajamas. By that wolf in sheep's pajamas. By that wolf in sheep's pajamas. So you know him, you've met him? Yeah. I remember when my mother, it was my mother who told me who Jesus was. Now you'd think that she should have told me that a long time ago, but I was, my dad, they got divorced and my dad took us up to Maine. And I didn't hardly see her very often. So when I was 24 years old, I decided I wanted to live on the other side of the country, and I was running away from the things that I'd done that I knew I did wrong. And so I got in my car, and truly I was looking for God, because I had messed up my life so much I couldn't stand myself any longer, and I couldn't crawl out of my own skin. So I got in my car and left Maine, and I wanted to say goodbye to my mother in Pennsylvania and then head for Seattle. But when I got to Pennsylvania, my mother welcomed me in with wonderful arms, and she told me about Jesus, because she had found out about Jesus while we were up in Maine. And so she told me who he was. And when she finally told me about Jesus and what all he did, I remember thinking, it's just too much. I don't deserve for Jesus to die for me. And I've made too many mistakes. There's no reason he would do that for me. And Mom said, well, I'm afraid you don't deserve it. But nobody deserves what Jesus offers. And so it took me a while. It took me about 3 weeks of living under her roof to change my mind from going to Seattle. I didn't go to Seattle, I stayed. I met my husband, and so I stayed. My future husband. But it took me about 3 weeks to finally get it through my head that Jesus really died for me too. And so this is a song about that in-between place where you're struggling with yourself and you're trying to figure out, do I want to do this? Do I want to come to Jesus? There is a bridge I cannot see. It spans into eternity. You are the way, the truth, the life. You built that bridge, your blood the price. cross that bridge, you'll be my king. But on this side, my king is me. Still I'm afraid of what's unknown. If I cross that bridge, give you my soul. But time won't wait for me at all. When life is over, that bridge will fall. Why can't I overcome my fears? What do I cling to over here? Can't deny, I know the truth. For all creation shouts of you. From heaven's stars to the rainbow's hue, and mankind's seed from which I grew. So I must cross now, or not at all. When life is over, this bridge will fall. Why can't I overcome my fears? What do I cling to over here? Either side is forever if I stay here or if I go. The voice of darkness gently whispers, ignore that chasm in your soul. So I must cross now, or not at all. When life is over, this bridge will fall. Why can't I overcome my fears? What do I cling to over here? So here I am, I stand alone beside this bridge that tries my soul. You've shown the way, but the choice is mine to choose the right thing. Lord, if you'll find me on the other side. Oh, ooh, ooh, on the other side. Oh, thank you. And I crossed the bridge. So this one, how am I doing? Oh, good. This one, I can't think of a way to introduce it, so maybe I should just sing the song. Sing the song, lady. You know. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah. This one sort of has a. I think it does have a similar message, but anyway, it's called "I Am the Key." Walk with me along the ancient paths, narrow as it is, just take my hand. My invitation calls you to come home, but do you dare to leave what you have known? The world behind you tries to draw you back, trust in dreams that never last. But listen for a whisper when I speak. My voice is gentle, but I am not weak. Jesus is my name, and I am King. I am life and victory, but the chains of sin and death won't set you free. You are a prisoner, I am the key. I gave you life before you were born. I knew you well before you were even formed. It broke my heart to watch you walk away. Are you lost enough now to listen what I say? Jesus is my name, and I am King. I am life and victory, but the chains of sin and death won't set you free. You are a prisoner, I am the King. When heaven opens up, I'll ride a white horse, my eyes like fire and my mouth a sword, my robe dipped in blood. I am the righteous judge. I'll be faithful and true to you. Written on my thigh is King of Kings and Lord of Lords for all eternity. But now it's up to you to follow me. You are a prisoner, I am the King. I'll call for you until the day you die. Hell and heaven wait on the other side. You'll live or die for all eternity. I love you, live for me. Jesus is my name, and I am King. I am life and victory, but the chains of sin and death won't set you free. You are a prisoner, I am the key. You are a prisoner, I am the key. Thank you. He certainly is the key. And thank you. This next one is just a happy song. It's amazing how steadfast and solid you feel when you finally say, all right, Jesus, I give up trying to do it myself. I'll let you do this. It's amazing. You think you're going to lose something, but you gain something. You gain everything. You totally gain an outlook on life, and you're standing on the solid foundation, and it's great. And then you can get through things that are hard because he'll walk you through it. And that's wonderful about Jesus. I think I'll sing this one and take a short break. And so... When roads I am walking are dusty and dry, you bring cool water to me. When questions without any answers arise, yours is the wisdom I seek. Faithfully you gently lead wherever I ought to be. Storm clouds or valleys, trouble ahead, you extend your hand to me. And even if I choose my own way instead, your love remains faithfully, carefully watching my You are my rock. When winter feels long and the whole world feels cold, I seek your warm company. And when I'm afraid and dark shadows are bold, you are the one who saves me, cloaked in your safe, loving power. Through every day, every hour, you are my rock and glorious foundation, root of the mountains, steadfast and faithful. You are my God, the only creator, Alpha, Omega, merciful Savior. You are my rock. You always were, you are, and you will be endless, endless. Joy uncompared awaits in eternity. Endless, endless. You are my rock and glorious foundation, root of the mountains, steadfast and faithful. You are my God, the only creator, Alpha, Omega, merciful Savior. You are my rock. You are my rock. Jesus, you are my rock. Thank you. Just a short break. Thank you. Hope you stick around. Oops.
Up a hand for Wendy Schettig. All right, yeah, don't go anywhere. She'll be right back in just a few short minutes. Now, listen, I'm going to give you a heads up on what is coming up. Remember, we're here every other week, every first and third Saturday. In 2 weeks, Jim Winder in the race will perform his masterful rendition of Pilgrim's Progress. I want to tell you, you do not want to miss that show. It is an amazing show. It's a show you normally pay decent amount of money to go see. It's the story of Pilgrim's Progress. John Bunyan's book Pilgrim's Progress. He narrates that. He's written original songs to go along with the stories. It's an amazing performance. You don't want to miss it. And then June 1st, our annual Hawaiian night. Eddie Mann will be here. We give away a lot of prizes, a lot of restaurants and different things. And then in August, we do our outdoor concerts every Monday night in August. So you want to look for that as well. They start at 7 o'clock. And then this year we will be hosting the Battle of Bands competition. Battle of the Christian Bands. There'll be 3 rock bands, 3 singer-songwriters. We're hosting it right here. The winner of each category wins a recording contract. It benefits Battle for Children's Charities. It's an organization that helps out for abused children. You don't want to miss that as well. And then Karen's Place will reopen October with a rock band Redwords. They've never been here before. They're out from the Lancaster area, but they're an awesome, awesome band. So our website, karensplace.org, you can check out what's going to be happening on that. You can check out the previous live streams. Actually, the YouTube channel Karen's Place Live is where all of the videos are. The Boxcast channel, after a certain period of time, we delete them because it costs us money to store them on their channel. But they're always on the Karen's Place Live YouTube channel. Okay? Don't go anywhere. Wendy will be right back. No, you look about 40. 39 maybe, 39, 40. Hey, thanks for sticking around. The rest of you have to figure out who I was talking to or what I was talking about, but you can figure that out later. Thank you for sticking around. I realize some people left. Some people have to get home for whatever reason. But you guys are late night owls. That's great, because certainly my wife and I are. Listen, don't forget, in 2 weeks, Jim Winder in the race, Pilgrim's Progress. You don't want to miss it. Eddie Mann, Hawaiian night. We give away a lot of prizes. Try to look Hawaiian. We decorate. It gets crazy. Our outdoor concerts in August, every Monday night. And Karen's Place reopens in October. You can take those newspapers home with you. Fill out a response card. If you want to get on the email list, snail mail list, give that to somebody. There's other papers there to look at as well. Oh, the Memorial Day Parade. There's an opportunity to march with a group of other churches. There's a pink paper there. You can read about that. It tells who to contact. Okay. Please welcome back Wendy Schettig.
Thank you, thank you. Had some very nice comments. Thank you so much. Oh, you didn't I didn't get all the way down there, but thank you. Okay. All right, I'll start out again with a song that's not mine. But again, it's a great song. I wish I'd written it. When you walk through the garden, you better watch your back. Well, I beg your pardon. Walk the straight and narrow track. If you walk with Jesus, he's gonna save your soul. Just gotta keep the devil way down in the hole. He's got the fire and the fury at his command. Well, you don't have to worry if you hold on to Jesus' hand. We'll all be safe from Satan when the thunder rolls. Just gotta keep the devil way down in the hole. All the angels sing about Jesus' mighty sword, and they'll shield you with their wings and keep you close to the Lord. Don't pay heed to temptation, for his hands are so cold. Just gotta keep the devil way down in the hole. So when you walk through the garden, you better watch your back. Well, I beg your pardon. Walk the straight and narrow track. If you walk with Jesus, he's gonna save your soul. Just gotta keep the devil way down in the hole. Way down in the hole. Way down in the hole. Right? We do have to keep him in the hole as much as possible. Thank you. This one, I was on my bike and I started writing this song. And I got home, it just was like coming through my brain, and I had to sit down on my biking clothes and finish the song. But this was a wonderful picture that I had, and I hope it paints a picture for you. I hope you get to paint. If you want, close your eyes and paint a picture. Was in the darkest part of night, but could have been in broad daylight. My spirit soared up from this earth to reckon my eternal worth. I knew the life that I had led in human terms was no success. My only hope came from the cost you paid in blood upon the cross. In front of me an ancient door, so high and wide, unseen before. But from behind that massive frame I heard rushing waters call my name. At first I froze in worthless shame. My filthy heart was so afraid. The presence of pure truth and grace would shatter me and leave no trace. But something drew me to that door, a deep longing need for more. Despite its size, the door swung wide as blinding light pierced through my eyes. It knocked me face down on the ground. I could not speak or make a sound. Like Dagon on the altar floor, I lay there broken to the core. One like the Son of Man I saw amidst the lightning, power and awe. His eyes like fire, his garment shone of jasper like and sardius stone. I froze in fear, in hopeless dread, awaiting judgment's final breath. A sight no human eye should know, within that rainbow round his throne. How could I speak? How could I cry? How could I look into his eyes? How could I live ere seeing his almighty power and holiness? And something else began to flow within my heart, deep in my soul, compelled me to rise up and sing, "Oh Lord, you are my God and King." And as I sang, I soared up high, where myriads of angels fly. How can it be, oh Lord, it's true, that you were lifting me to you? And as you placed me at your side, my heart burst forth to glorify. Worthy is the Lamb who's slain, your blood redeemed me from the grave. And though I did not near deserve to ever hear these glorious words you spoke, it shook me to the bone. My faithful servant, welcome home. My faithful servant, welcome home. Thank you. It's a picture, I don't know, I guess this is best as I could picture it. So, years ago, a kid came up to me at church and was kind of asking me why I believe what I believe. He says, "Are you sure?" And I wrote this song to answer his question. But I want to say one thing. For me, and I was living in Maine, but still trying to figure out who God was. I remember somebody, I knew the 10 Commandments. And I'd known the 10 Commandments because years ago when I was a kid, my mother had given us a board game called the 10 Commandments. So I had learned them. And I remember thinking, wow, those commandments is really good advice. Even though it's impossible to follow, I remember thinking, wow, if I'd lived like that, I wouldn't be in the trouble I was in. And then I thought, those are words that aren't earthly words. Because earthly advice lasts for 20 minutes. But I knew it was thousands of years old, and it was still smart. And so that's why I thought, I'm going to check out Christianity. And anyway, so this is what I said to Danny when he asked me. So you came to me to ask me if I ever had a doubt, and will the light within me ever fade and go out? And do I really know what I'm talking about? Is this Jesus man for real? Will you tell me now? So I asked if you would draw a picture in your mind and go back to the day Jesus was crucified, and color in the crimson and the bloody red hues, from the sweat upon his brow to the spit on his shoes, and then go back to each detail, to each insult, jeer, and cry. Hear him groan as they drive the nails, see the spear thrust in his side, and ask yourselves the question, why didn't Jesus fight? 'Cause he knew that it would save you, was for you he gave his life. Then I asked if you would think about the lessons in his life, and if a man could only live how Jesus said was right, then there'd be only victory over whatever befell. Tell me there's no earthly man with such godly words to tell. And then go back to each detail, to each insult, jeer, and cry. Hear him groan as they drive the nails, see the spear thrust in his side, and ask yourselves the question, why didn't Jesus fight? 'Cause he knew that it would save you, was for you he gave his life. So you came to me to ask me if I ever had a doubt, and will the light within me never fade and go out. And I give to you my answer in the pictures of this song. Jesus lives within me, and his light, it goes on. Thank you. Thank you. This is another animal song. But I wanted to tell you, I heard a story once about this farmer out in Montana or something. He had a bunch of sheep, but the wolves and the coyotes kept picking off his sheep, and he tried all sorts of things, traps, fences, whatever. Nothing was working. And somebody said, well, get a llama. He said, why should I get a llama? He said, because when a llama sees danger, he runs right at it. And to think about it, you've heard llamas are ornery, right? They're not afraid of you. And so there's not and so he got the llamas, and it solved his coyote problem. Isn't that cool? So anyway, that was worthy of a song. The enemy comes prowling round your gate. He slips through the fence and he throws you the bait. Sweat on your brow and fear on your face. Just remember this simple phrase: act like a llama. Give it back like a llama. Stand up tall, 'cause you know you can't lose. That's what a llama would do. Christ, with demons to the left and devils to the right. He's the only one who will win that fight. Then you can act like a llama and give it back like a llama. Stand up tall, 'cause you know you can't lose. That's what a llama will do. Act like a llama, sing that. Give it back like a llama. Stand up tall, 'cause you know you can't lose. That's what a llama would do. I know you wanna. That's what a llama would do in his pajamas. That's what a llama would do without the drama. That's what a llama would do. Peace. Thank you. My fingers are getting all tangled up. But thank you. You know, I left Maine because the state of Maine looking for God, because I couldn't live with myself. I couldn't. I had made a terrible mistake when I was 19, and I had got pregnant and I had an abortion. Now, they say out there, well, you can just go on with your life. Well, that's a lie. I'll tell you firsthand, it's a lie. And I'm not getting political. This is a heart thing. And I couldn't go on. And I couldn't act like normal. And when I realized, you know how when you make a mistake, you never really think of the outcome until after the other side of what you did, and then, oh wow, yeah, I guess that was a bad thing to do. Well, this is one of those. Amplify that about 20 times, and I had trouble living with myself, and so I remember thinking, well, yeah, you can kill yourself if you want, but then I'll go to hell for guaranteed. So I thought, well, then I have to figure out how to reconcile my life with God. And I had no clue how to do that. And so when I left Maine, that's why I was looking for God. And that's when I found him down here, and my mom told me all about him. But anyway, it's that kind of, sometimes it takes troubles, takes terrible mistakes and troubles to get your attention, and that got my attention. And so this song's kind of about that.
I am a piece of pottery broken on the ground, shattered when I hit the earth, crumbled all around. I used to be the lovely one with lines so clean and pure, but now I'm just a fragment of what I was before. It seems like just a while ago I struggled to believe, blind to my Creator, I lived for only me. But now that I am broken, I know I was a fool, for how can I be anything if not for you? You're the potter, maker of all the universe. You can raise me out of nothing, you give me my worth. People say I'm broken now, so what good can I be? All that's left is sharp and rough, I'll only make them bleed. So here I am, the fallen one, falling on my knees, asking my Creator what will become of me. You're the potter, maker of all the universe. You can raise me out of nothing, you give me my worth. You are the one who formed me into something you could use. You are the one who broke me, so I would need you. You are my Creator, you see what I don't see, and you're the one who will make me into more than I can be.
So if you're having trouble, don't get mad at God. Look to God and ask him, okay, what do I need to learn so I can get past this? And he'll teach us something. He'll show us a new way. And he does. Thank you. Years ago, how are we doing on time? When I finally did come to Jesus, I ended up going to a church that really welcomed me with warm heart. And I had a lot of baggage, and I remember thinking, well, they're just going to laugh at me. They don't want my kind in that church. And I remember my mother saying, well, Wendy, that's what churches are for, to fix the broken people. And it's not, you don't have to get all perfect to go to church. You'll never get that way, because Jesus is the one that makes you perfect. So you need to go to church, and he'll show you how. Well, you won't be perfect, but he'll show you how to change your life. And I said, well, they'll laugh at me. And Mom said, no, every one of those people has been right where you are right now. At one point or another, she said, they won't laugh. And sure enough, she was right. And so this is a thank you song I wrote to the congregation, that congregation, just to thank you for showing me what Jesus looks like. Thank you for the smiles that you gave to me when I came home. And thank you for the hands that reached out to me when I was alone. And thank you for your tenderness when I had lost my way. It was in this house of Jesus where I first saw his face. Thank you for your patience as I let go of my sin. And thank you for remembering that mistakes are human. It's where we all have been. And thank you for a safe place where I could make a new start. It was in this house of Jesus where I first felt his heart. You're his bride, and you're radiant as you wait for the day you magnify his worthiness as you glorify his way. And I thank you for the gift of the family that you made. And thank you for the light that shines from Jesus that showed on your face. And thank you for revealing what I could only dream of. It was in this house of Jesus I found heavenly love. I found Jesus' love. So, you know what? Be a welcoming church. Show people, and I think this church is that way. But be a church that, in your church, welcome people. They who knows where they're coming from, but they're just as much in need of Jesus as anybody. Okay, this is new. Don, you haven't heard this one yet. Where is he? Anyway, I started writing this song. Sorry, my voice is starting to go somewhere. I wrote this on March of 2020. So you know what was going on in March of 2020. And I was looking out the window of my house, and I saw spring coming, trying to come. And it was such a beautiful sight that I had to write something about it, and it just made me happy to write something happy. But I knew there was a God since I was a little kid. And the reason I did was because of his creation. And I used to walk through the woods by myself. And I was always amazed. Everything would run away from me, all the rabbits, all the squirrels, whatever. And I thought, I'm the intruder. But they have a system going on. They have a system, the seasons go by, and the little squirrel buries an acorn, and the next thing you know, 3 generations later, his kin are living in the tree. And the whole system of creation is brilliant. And there's no way even a small part of that happens spontaneously. And I remember just looking in the woods, there has to be a God that made this. And I knew he wasn't man, because man had messed things up. But this had to be God. And I finally eventually identified who that God was. But anyway, this song is a little bit about appreciating, seeing God in nature. Morning is stirring and the music begins. The very first bird. Day is returning and light filters in through my curtains, over and over and over again, with rhythm and rhyme. The music of morning will come without end for all time. Faithful the chorus of every new dawn is God's romance. Creation story told in a song invites me to dance. I stand as I listen and realize that I don't know how to dance. I've never let God's music inside and taken a chance. I drink in the melody, quenching my soul. It brings me new life. My heart starts letting the music unfold and beating in time. Then faithfully you step out of the crowd and take my hand. Your arms strong and able carry me out and invite me to dance. Outside as creation's orchestra sings, we dance as one. You know the steps and I follow your lead in heavenly love. All of my life I've struggled in vain, missing
truth, but it's been in front of me every new day, and now I see you. You wrote the music of every new dawn. It's your romance calling me into your loving arms. You invite me to dance. You invite me to dance.
Isn't God cool? He'll even dance with you if you ask him. Yes, excuse me. Thank you. All right, this one. This is a song about how I felt when I lived in Maine, and I knew I had so much on my mind. I couldn't even hear the birds singing in the morning. I remember, man, I'm not listening to anything. I was just had so much on my mind. And I wrote this song years later about that, how I felt.
Woke up this morning and I opened up my eyes, and I saw nothing but these four gray walls. I couldn't hear the birds singing. I was too busy thinking that I had nothing, no, nothing at all. My mind was full of things I was tired of thinking of. It seems I was backing up against that old brick wall. And if I kept on waking up like my head just couldn't ache enough, just wasn't worth waking up at all. So I'm gonna walk home down to the river. Brothers and sisters, come by my side, and I'm gonna bury that old life under the waters and walk in a brand new life. They say you can help me, help me belong to something more special than I've ever known. You gotta believe you, and my body will be your home. So I'm gonna walk on down to the river. And brothers and sisters, come by my side, and I'm gonna bury that old life under the waters and walk in a brand new life. So won't you walk on down to the river with me, and I'll be right there by your side. We can bury that old life under the waters and walk in a brand new life. Or we can walk in a brand new life. Yeah, we will walk in a brand new life. Oh. Thank you very much. I guess that's I should have warned you. That was my last song, but I could do another song if you like. But
Anyway, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure singing for you. I'm glad you liked the songs. And it's been an honor that you stayed. Thank you. And thank you, Don and Kathy, for making this happen. And Dan in the back. Thank you. All right. Well, God bless you all. If you have any questions about Jesus, I am more than happy to answer them. And if you need him to change your life, I'll be glad to show you how to do that. All right. God bless you. Good night.
How about a hand for Wendy Schettig? You have a website. It's wendyschettig.com. I think you can probably find her on Facebook. Just Google it. You know, that's what everybody does nowadays. You Google this, you Google that, and you find out whatever you want to know. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's not. So take it with a grain of salt. Listen, over in that window on the right-hand side, there's a jar. Next to the jar, there's a sign, and on the sign it says, for the band. Most of our artists work on a free offering. If you're able to put anything in that jar, your generosity would be greatly appreciated. 2 weeks, Jim Winder and the Race doing Pilgrim's Progress. You do not want to miss it. It's an amazing show. It's an amazing story, and how he narrates it and writes songs, original songs to go with that story. You really don't want to miss it. June 1st, our annual Hawaiian night. Eddie Mann will be here. Try to look Hawaiian. We give away a lot of stuff. And then don't forget our Monday nights in August concert series every Monday night in August. We got a bunch of great bands coming up. Listen, if you have nowhere to be tomorrow, you're welcome to be here, not downstairs, but upstairs, and worship with us. If you have a church to be in, I hope you're there. Thank you for coming out, and God bless.